One of the most confusing parts of the Harry Potter theories was why Harry didn't die in the Forbidden Forest during the Battle of Hogwarts in the Deathly Hallows. Harry and Voldemort are interlinked because of the prophecy that says that neither can live while the other survives. That means that one of them has to kill the other one in the end. During the Battle of Hogwarts, Voldemort sends out a message to Harry. The message is that Harry needs to join Voldemort in the Forbidden Forest for Harry to meet his destiny. Harry, being the hero that he is, goes into the forest, unarmed, with just his wand in his pocket, and he willingly lets Voldemort kill him. Here is where the confusion is. There are a few misconceptions here that a few people think is true. One example is that he didn't die because he was the master of death. Well, that's not true. While Harry is in Rowling's version of heaven, how he speaks with Dumbledore, and this is where everything is explained. But again, this is very confusing, so I'm going to break it down for you guys. Harry first says to Dumbledore that Voldemort used the killing curse on him, and no one died this time. How could he be alive, he asked. This takes us back to the night when Voldemort tried to kill Harry in Godric's Hollow. For the first time he used the killing curse on Harry. Before Voldemort did so, Harry's mom jumped in front and sacrificed herself for her only son. This triggered one of the most powerful forms of magic there is, love. Because she sacrificed herself, she put a protection on Harry, making sure that no harm could come to him. So when Voldemort tried to kill Harry, the spell rebounded and hit Voldemort instead. Dumbledore realized that and figured out a way for this to last even longer, 16 years to be exact. By taking Harry to Lily's sister's house, the protection lived on inside of him, because Lily and Petunia shared the same blood. As long as Harry called Petunia's house home, the protection lived on inside of her blood. With this in place, Voldemort couldn't touch Harry, and if he did so, it would physically pain him. When Harry turned 17, however, the enchantment would be lifted, so now we didn't have any protection at all. But it did. Going back to Harry and Dumbledore's conversation, Dumbledore asks Harry to think why he didn't die, and Harry says that it's because Voldemort took his blood, and this takes us back again to the love protection. Like I said, Voldemort couldn't touch Harry, but Voldemort found a way around this when he got his new body in the Goblet of Fire. He had Wormtail take Harry's blood and mix it into an equation. It did exactly what Voldemort wanted it to do. The protection was inside Harry's blood, and now that very same blood was in Voldemort's veins. This stopped the protection, and now Voldemort could touch him without being harmed. It was really smart, but it would later come to his downfall. Dumbledore's plan was to use Lily's protection to protect Harry should gone away when he turned 17, and everyone thought that it did. But Lily's protection actually lived on inside of Voldemort because he had Harry's blood, so the protection lived on. Dumbledore explained this, saying his body keeps her sacrifice alive, while the enchantment survives, so do you. It's a lot of people that thinks the Horcrux took the bullet for him, and that was why he didn't die, but that is wrong. If the love protection that lived inside of Voldemort hadn't been there when Voldemort hit Harry with the killing curse, Harry would have died along with the Horcrux. Because the love protection was there, Harry lived on and the Horcrux died. The Horcrux didn't save them, the Deathly Hallows didn't save them. It was the love protection inside of Voldemort that ultimately did the job. So now the question is, how did Harry go from J.K. Rowling's heaven to return to his body in the forest? Well, even thought he was in heaven with a deceased Dumbledore. Harry never died. Dumbledore said that Voldemort failed to kill them, and said that both could agree that Harry wasn't dead. Because Harry wasn't dead, he had a choice. He could stay there with Dumbledore, or he could go back to the forest. This heaven turned out to be King's Cross Station. The only thing Harry needed to do was to take the train back. Harry chose to go back and fight Voldemort. By doing so, he didn't just come back to his living body, he put a protection for everyone fighting for him. When Harry went into the forest to face Voldemort, he had just his wand in his pocket. He had no plans to resist or fight back, and willingly gave up his life to protect everyone else. By doing this, he gave his allies the same protection that his mother gave him all those years ago through the power of love. I would just like to thank you guys so much for watching, and you can also follow me here on social media, and a link for that will be down below. And you can also follow me here on YouTube. I would be really glad if you did. And please like the video if you like the video. And okay, so with all that in place, see you next time here on my new Harry Potter channel, and have a fantastic day.